Hey guys, Creator Mom. Happy Wednesday. I want to talk about something. So, yesterday I came across this video where this girl was talking about growing up with like a narcissistic parent and how, narcissistic parents think that they're entitled to your energy, like as an adult. Like, they would say things like, after all I've done for you, like, and then the person responded, well, what? Like, you did what was legally required of you to keep you out of jail and to keep your kids taken away. Like keep from your kids taken away. Now, I don't know this person's specific situation, but I'll tell you what. See, the thing that is confusing sometimes when you have narcissistic parents is that they do provide for you as a child. And you know what? Sometimes they're not just providing the bare minimum to keep themselves out of jail. I don't know, when she was saying this stuff, although I agree that yes, like if your parent is treating you toxically as an adult, an adult relationship, that like you have a right to set a boundary and even not have a relationship with them. Because you're not entitled to have a relationship with anybody. Nobody's entitled to you, So based on that premise. But I was getting the cringe and the ick when she was like saying, yeah, you just did enough to keep yourself out of prison. Maybe some parents do just do enough to keep themselves out of prison. Like maybe that is their motivation. Like, oh, well, so let me bring forth two different scenarios. And the thing that's confusing about the narcissistic parent is sometimes they do go above and beyond for you as a child in things like food, clothing, shelter. Okay? Like, they're not always parents that are just, yeah, you got a roof over your head, but it's like there's leaking, but it's the bare minimum. Hey, you live in a shack, but guess what? You have a roof over your head, so we meet that bare minimum requirement. Number two, you have to eat, right? I fed you. Well, the bare minimum parent would be like, have a box of cereal around and some milk. Hey, I fed you. That's bare minimum. Keep yourself out of jail. Bare minimum parenting, right? Like, just have some cereal around. Hey, get yourself some cereal if you're hungry. Oh, look what I did for you. You had cereal. Like, you ate, right? That's bare minimum. Clothing. Hey, you got a few pieces of clothing in your closet. That's bare minimum, right? Like, hey, your kids have clothing on their back. Like, it's not like they're going to school without clothes on. And maybe they got a few pieces. Hey, that's, bare minimum. That's bare minimum parenting. So bare minimum food, shelter, clothing. See, but that's not how it always is with a narcissistic parent. Okay? They can go all out. They can make sure you live in a good neighborhood, and that could be their intention, and they're proud of that. Like, look what I did. We didn't live in the ghetto. We lived in a nice neighborhood, right? You had lots of clothing. They would go in debt to get you clothing. Layaway. Remember layaway, Bradley's, all that? Get you clothing for school. Make sure you have nice clothes. That's not necessarily bare minimum parenting to keep you out of jail. Okay? Get you nice clothes, shoes, nice shoes, nice food, the freezer stacked with meat, the refrigerator stacked with juices and sodas, and you got snacks. I mean, that's not bare minimum food. They cook meals, every day or so. You know what I mean? Have good meals in the fridge. Okay? That's not bare minimum physical parenting just to keep somebody out of jail. That's pretty good parenting in the physical senses. Where the narcissistic parent may lack is the emotional realm. Right? The scapegoating, all the other emotional things that you have to put up with. So, and the thing is, they will have you grateful, feeling like, wow, like, look how much they did provide for me. We always had, having a television, sorry, I had to switch spots. Having a television in your room, that's not bare minimum parenting. Having a nice bed, having a dresser, having your own room. These things are not really bare minimum parenting. And this is where a lot of guilt can come in with dealing with a narcissistic parent, because when they say, look at all I did for you, you're like, wow, they did provide for me like pretty decently. Now, if you have a narcissistic parent that, like I gave in my first scenario, well, then you could say like, yeah, you did the bare minimum to keep yourself out of jail. But if you had a narcissistic parent that went above and beyond, in a sense, in terms of these physical needs, then yeah, you can feel more guilt about like cutting them off. But you have to realize it's not about childhood and how they provided for you. It's about now. It's about how do they treat you today. And if they don't, if they can't treat you well as an adult, then you don't have to, deal with that. All right, that's all I wanted to share. Peace out.